Okay, we're back again. This time we are doing the first week breakdown for the 6A, 5A, and also the 4A. So if you saw the, make sure you go back and watch the 3A, 2A show. But this one we're going to go over the bigger guns, the big guns, and kind of talk about them. Um, Now, this is being Friday, so we did miss the Thursday games. So those will actually, we do have the scores for them, and we'll be posting them towards the end. Another thing is, we're going to be going out tonight, right, Daniel?
Yes, sir.
And we're going to be going and checking out. And a lot of people might think that we're probably heading out towards Marana to that Marana Salpointe game, which is going to be a good game. It was last year, should be a great game this year. But one thing that we kind of were talking about might be a really exciting game is actually going to be one we'll talk about later on, which is going to be the Mountain View versus Tucson High game. So we should be out there. If you guys see us, come up to us and tell us, hey, look, we like the show, whatever the case might be, and say, you know what else I did? I subscribed to your channel. That's what we need you guys to do. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we're going to jump into this. We are jumping right into the, there you go, the game that actually happened last night. And actually, I went back because you know what, we had talked about this because we're doing the recording. We obviously know who won, but we were talking about where we actually had documentations of who we already picked. And so I
hmm
went back and I actually went back. And if, for those who don't want to believe, I went back and actually did the review for, I think it was 4A Kino. And we were talking about Catalina Foothills. And I talk about this. And that's actually who I picked. And that's who you picked as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So even
Yes.
though in this one here, it looks like our fan base decided they wanted to go with Ironwood Ridge, me and you kind of both selected to go on the opposite side of things over here. Was there anything that kind of shocked you with the results that we found out?
No, 17 to 21 in favor of Catalina Foothills. I think we both discussed it. Ironwood Ridge definitely lost quite a bit of seniors last year, so we weren't sure if they were gonna still be able to compete at that high level, maybe regress a little bit. And we knew about Catalina Foothills and them having such an improved season last year that this was going to be a good matchup. I mean, if you look at the score 21 to 17, it shows that this game went down to probably to the wire, and it went in favor of Catalina Foothills, but wasn't disappointed with the results. I knew it could go either way and just went in our favor this week.
I think the big thing for me is obviously, like you had mentioned, there was a lot of seniors that were valid components last year with Ironwood Ridge, and then we also have on the other side of things the return of Danny Signs, the coach that was gone for a brief moment. He comes back. I even in our show, I'm kind of talking about I don't know who's coming, who's leaving, due to the coaches on that were there last year. Actually, had a couple of their family members on the team. They were the some of the players. So I didn't know what to expect with Catalina Foothills, but Catalina Foothills always comes off strong, even though sometimes they don't necessarily have the best record. They always play a strong schedule and they tend to hang with them. And I think this was kind of that reflection in why I actually was like, hey, look, I'm going to give the edge to to Catalina Foothills. And bada bing, bada boom, that's what happened. So this will impact, and you and me and we were talking about this. This will impact the 5A Sonoran because
Mhm.
obviously it's going to bring back the rankings of Ironwood Ridge. This could kind of hurt a little bit for the overall package of the 5A Sonoran. We need to win these games that they need to win. So
Yeah, and before you move on, it was the
yeah,
first time Catalina beat Ironwood Ridge. They've met four. This was the fourth matchup. Haven't played since 2012,
oh,
and first
wow,
time Catalina actually beat them.
my man laying down the information. There you go, guys. All right, the next game we were just talking about this. This is probably going to be a lot of people's game of the week that they'll be talking about. It's going to be Marana versus Salpointe. You obviously have the number one powerhouse last year in 5A going up against the community powerhouse that tends to be. This game last year went Marana's direction. Right now, a lot of you guys here on the poll feel to believe that it's going to go swing back towards Salpointe. Where are you at on this one?
Speaking of that game last year, 27-24, really close
Oh,
matchup between both teams. I went back and forth on it all week, trying to sit there and see who has a lot of returning players that can help give a team the edge. But something tells me that Morano finally wants to go into South Point and pick up the victory. I think both teams are going to come in hungry. I expect another score, hopefully, just like this. But I think I got to go with the team that showed so much improvement and played in the open division playoffs. So I'm going to go with Morano on this one.
okay, okay. I'm not mad at you, but I'm not going with you. So, so I know I'm going to upset a lot of people here. A lot of people are swinging, saying, "Hey, the momentum is going Marana's way," and rightfully so. I mean, by all means, I kind of hope. I think more or less what I'm hoping is this is a great game. Last
Mhm.
year, I think it brings a lot of good things to our community that you have a strong thing. There's not many teams that Tucson's playing, and right here, Marana going into the belly of South Point. I kind of have to sit there and go that direction. I think playing home field advantage is going to help out a game that was so close last year, just like it helped Marana out last year.
Mhm.
So for those, hey guys, like I'm saying, this could be a great game to go watch. Make sure you do. Um, Definitely go check it out. But I'm going to swing. I'm going to swing the South Point way. So hey, look, we're already not liking each other right out the gate almost. There we go. We're also going to go over to the next one here. Is the 5A matchup between Buena as well as Cienega. You got number 60 going up against number 69 when it comes down to the rankings right now. So matches are kind of similar here, but where are you going? It looks like right now crowd favorite is going to be Buena.
You know what? I think both teams showed a lot to me last year. Going into this year, I know they're both going to be hungry to knock each other off. It's all this game always. I see that both teams want to make a name for themselves, especially in the 5A division. As far as me, I was really impressed with what Buena did last year. I think they are the stronger of the two teams. So I'm gonna go with Buena to pick up a win on the road, but maybe it might be a closer game than what I initially had thought.
I think Cienega has kind of struggled to find the old mojo before Micah Mountain came around, kind of thing. So they're struggling a little bit. I think they'll get back there. It's going to take a little while to kind of get back into the rhythm of things. And the other thing is if you recall, I think we did like some of the stat leaders um, from last season that are returning. Elisa Post was up there. I
Mhm.
recall that the number one wide receiver is actually Jaden Thomas on Buena. They got the one of the top quarterbacks coming back over at Buena. Actually, he's a transfer from Walden Grove. Unfortunately, they had to move to Sierra Vista. Um, then you also have one of the lead running backs. There was multiple. This is going to be a good stacked Buena team. So
Okay.
I think it's kind of easy for me to sit here and say, hey, look, it's a Marana Buena region for me right now. And I'm just I'm going that direction, going with Buena. Let's see where they go. I mean, this is an interesting one, but I mean, I think it's definitely gonna be a Buena one, to tell you the truth on that. So look at us. We're all agreeing with the fans here. Next one up, the fans are saying, hey, we're going CDO as CDO goes against Trevor Browne. You got ranked number 37 going up against ranked 149. For me, this is kind of a no-brainer. This might be a lock one for me. Like, okay, they should have this. So I'm gonna jump out right in the beginning here. I'm gonna go CDO. Where are you going?
You know what? I think this is a good way for CDO to start off their season in 5A. I definitely will agree with you on this one. I think this one is a no-brainer here. You see what the people have said, 82.6% think CDO should handle this one. I think it will be a an easier victory. Trevor G. Brown's just a program that's trying to get up from the bottom. So I think CDO is definitely coming to make some noise in 5A, and they'll show how they're going to get things done with a big victory.
All right, man. Hey, we're all agreeing on this one. Going off to the next one here, we have Mountain View, the game that we are going to, the Mountain View versus Tucson High. This is actually, I would have thought this is going to be a little bit closer from our fan base, but no, there are Tucson High hungry. They want that. They want that big red Tucson High. I mean, home field advantage and everything for them tonight. But we have ranked number 88 versus ranked number 85, so there's not much of a window separating these two teams. Would be I think more of a bigger upset for Mountain View to kind of obviously go in here and take this, since
Mhm.
Mountain View got left behind into the weaker region. I think they got a point to kind of prove here. Um, this is kind of why we're actually choosing to pick this game, is because with the emphasis, for instance, Ironwood Ridge losing, and then obviously this one here, if Tucson High were to struggle, this is really going to hurt the Sonoran, the
Yeah.
5A Sonoran. So go ahead. We obviously see where the fans are going. They're going on the red side. So where are you at?
You know what? I respect the fans' decision. As I started looking into things, Tucson has probably the hardest schedule in the state of Arizona when you look at their strength of schedule. And that's what they kind of wanted. They wanted to be able to prove themselves and, say Tucson's back. Last two games between these opponents, 34-21 and 36-26 in favor of Tucson. And you know what? I really like the amount of players that they have coming back. And it seems like this program is pretty hungry. So I'm going to go with the fans on this one. I think Tucson will pick up the victory here.
This one's a real tough one for me. It really is, because I think there's a lot of talent, obviously, on both sides of the ball. I think Tucson High has obviously something to prove, but they're trying to prove it to everybody. I think Mountain Views wants to prove it to Tucson High, kind of thing as well. Um, Dude, this one here, like, I know I'm gonna upset somebody on either way that I make this choice, man. I hope I upset Mountain View, because I need Mountain View to come out and really kind of show, hey, look, we should have been over on the other side, whether it's we needed to take the spot from Ironwood Ridge. I feel Ironwood Ridge, or even CDO, or even Vista Grande might be on the conversation that I'm talking about. I think
Mhm.
Mountain View should have shown, or needs to show, that they deserve to be in the strong region. Um, so I'm going to go with Tucson High, but I wouldn't be shocked either way. I think this is a great game. That's why I'm excited to go watch it. Guys, don't let me down. Make this a great game. Like that. That's all I'll say. Parents right now
Mhm.
are like, I hate you, Chris. But hey, All right, the next one here. This like, we're kind of getting to know Vista Grande more in our market. Obviously, you're a lot more familiar with it. They
Mhm.
have had some changes, stuff like this, but I kind of like this game.
Yeah.
So you have obviously Sunnyside coming over from the 5A Southern, and then you have Vista Grande over on the 5A Sonoran. Um, right here, it looks like Sunnyside's supposedly supposed to take this, and we look like we actually have a crowd base which is actually going with your Vista Grande groups out of Pinal. So I don't know if we got a
I
lot of
appreciate
Pinal
that
votes
one.
here, or whatever the case is. But they're swinging red. So who do you got, man?
I think the biggest questions for both programs is the youth of Sunnyside. I know they were pretty young last year, looking to improve. Vista Grande on the other end lost a lot of seniors, so that's why I think you're right. It's definitely going to be a closer matchup. Rank wise, it's pretty interesting to see. almost how close both teams are as far as their rank. I do know Vista Grande is without Coach John Roberts now. They got Coach Lonnie Dawson from ALA Ironwood, and we know about how successful he was in the couple years he was with that program. But I think right here, I mean, it's been a tough one for me to really pinpoint where I want to go. So I think I'm going to go with the team that has an established coach. I think they're going to buy into that program pretty easily. I mean, he'll be able to kind of take over from where Coach Roberts left off. So I'm going to take Vista Grande on this one.
Okay. Okay. My guy's going the right way. Okay. Oh man. I This game's tough for me because something over the past couple years, I guess what it is. I don't know what it was. I used to have a lot more connection with Sunnyside, so I used to know a lot more of what was going on. I don't know what's happened. I've kind of like they've kind of disappeared to me, and I don't
Mhm.
know why. Um, Coach Romac's always been a stud to me. I always like him. He's a good guy. I just haven't heard much of him. So I'm almost kind of I mean, I want to kind of support my home team. Obviously, Sunnyside's here. Like I would love it to be me and you going against each other for our counties, right?
Yeah.
Um, you want me to do that, don't you? Yeah.
Hey, it's your choice. Going with the people, or you gonna go, with the
Well,
hometown team?
where am I gonna go home? And you know what's funny is like you look at the rankings. There's not much of a big gap here,
Mhm.
but you see that one's in the top of the mid tier, the other one's in the bottom tier right now. But then you flip the strength of schedules. So
Yeah.
they're right there on the cusp of like they're close with each other. All right, if you're going Vista Grande, hey guys, look, cheer for me. Hope I'm going with oh, it's a home team too, bro. Ah, guys, I love you, Sunnyside. I do. I really do need to see more and know more about you guys. It's been a while. I don't know what happened. I'm going Vista Grande as well. I got to lock it in. Home field advantage. They're close, like you said. You know, they had a decent season last year. They are moving up from 4A to 5A, so that could be an interesting factor as well. Um,
Absolutely.
so a lot this like a this is an interesting game, bro. There's a lot of interesting games already, and we ain't even barely scratched the surface, man. All right, so next one we're getting into here. We got Sunrise Mountain coming in from the Northwest, obviously ranked 68, playing up against Desert View, ranked currently 116. The fan base here is going with Desert View. Me on this one here, I got to go against it. I mean, I love my Desert View people. Sunrise Mountain is just a solid program. I This is just one of those games of their season. I didn't think they were going to win anyways.
Okay.
So I'm going. I gotta go. I'm going to the right. I'm going with Sunrise Mountain.
Yeah, I think, when I was trying to review it, I know Sunrise Mountain hasn't been the team that, we've seen in the past. I
But
know they were a pretty big, powerhouse, not too long ago, but they've kinda struggled. I don't know what's going on with the program. We'll see something different, but I'm feeling a possible little upset coming up.
ooh,
I'm gonna just go in favor of Desert Sunrise on this, or excuse me, Desert View on this one over Sunrise Mountain. I just think I'm hoping for a close game and
what are
Desert View can pull this one out.
what are you doing? Trying to take my fans?
Hey, you know
Like
what?
you
There's
trying to
always
take the
an
community
upset.
support away
There's
from me?
always
No.
an upset here. I
You
think,
know,
if there's gonna be a big upset, it might
I
be this one.
I hope my choice motivates Desert View. I really
Yeah.
do. I mean, guys, let's be honest. I do want Desert View to win. I mean, I'm just going with certain selections here.
Mhm.
Um, but like, yeah, I mean, watch out. Desert View's gonna. I'm interested to see what they do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like an Angel. I know Coach Angel's right now going like, Chris, I'm gonna call you right now. So I know I'm gonna get the call. But yeah. I'm
I
really
mean,
hoping. I'm
uh,
hoping for.
and the only reason I say it's gonna be a close game, Sunrise Mountain has not had a winning season the last 3 years. The most games they've won is 4 games, which was last year. So, the previous 2 seasons before that, they went 3-7. So, it's gonna be a lot closer matchup than,
Uh,
probably, what the rankings look like.
Everybody at Desert View, Coach Benias, all of them are all like, "We hate you, Chris. We hate you." I love you guys. Love you guys. I support Desert View 100%. Um, we got Douglas versus Flowing Wells. This is an interesting little matchup here. You got obviously mid-ranked 4A Douglas coming up ranked 150 against ranked 131. So they're in the third tier for 5A. So it's kind of a mid-tier 4A against bottom tier 5A. Close matches here. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
this is one of those thin kind of choices by our fan base with 54% going with Flowing Wells. Where are you going?
First matchup between both teams in 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so gonna be a good one. And you know what? I kept saying it last year. I really loved the improvement from Flowing Wells last year. I hope
Ooh.
this continues to the start of this year. Um, Douglas had higher hopes for him last year, and they underperformed in my eyes. So I'm gonna go with Flowing Wells. I got to
Ooh.
definitely root for them, continue that. So hopefully they start off with a bang here.
Yeah, you know what? I'm right there with you. I kind of like this. I mean, I think this game's going to be. oh, Once again, I don't want to. I'm sounding like a broken record here. It's going to be a good match. It is. I think these are two teams to match up. I think Douglas needs to obviously come in feeling kind of strong, knock them down, and show that hey, look, we're not just because they're also playing in that 4A Keno. So they're in
Mhm.
the stronger arena region Keno. So this is a game they really kind of need to get. I think because it's going to be rough for them on the back end of their schedule. So they really need to get some of these wins out the front. But I don't. I'm with you on this one though. Like I'm kind of. It's my old alma mater right there. Flowing Wells.
Yeah,
I was a Flowing Well
there we
caviar for
go.
a couple of
Let's
years.
go.
A couple years. I didn't finish it. Um, I actually finished somewhere else. Another team we'll talk about. Heck, we'll talk about all three schools I went to. Um, one of those guys. Chris is one of those guys. So yeah, I'm going Flowing Wells that way. Um, it's reverse from here. All right, going Flowing Wells with you, man. It looks like all three of us is going to the red side here. So get that, and we're going over to the next game. Next game is going to be Maricopa versus Mountain Point. Now, these are two teams that, like our community down here in Southern Arizona, really aren't familiar with. Obviously, you're more familiar with Maricopa, being one of the schools that kind of always hangs with Casa Grande or
Mhm.
Vista Grande kind of thing. Um, which is funny because you talked about him earlier, Coach Robert Jones, right?
John,
Or John
John
Roberts.
Roberts.
Yeah,
Yep.
John Roberts is now over at Mountain Point. What we see here is a very dominant 83.5% of our fan base is going Mountain Point. Where are you going?
I don't know why Maricopa always gets dealt one of the toughest first games. I mean, they last cycle they had to play Casa Grande opening up the season, and I mean, it just unfortunate that they get such a tough opponent. I do like where Maricopa is, especially once they get into their region play. They have a couple of games on their schedule that they can pick up some wins,
Mhm.
but it just never seems like they're able to get their footing right in that first game. Mountain Point, I believe, is now in 5A. So that program, I think, being in 6A, we didn't get to see them be able to perform to their full capabilities, having to play week in and week out against some of 6A's best.
Mhm.
But I do love that coach John Roberts is taking over that program. I'm going to be rooting for him tonight because I think that they'll have a big advantage over a team like Maricopa. So
Boom.
I'll go Mountain Point.
He's going Mountain Point. I agree with you on this. I love the fact that Maricopa has now become a part of our family in Southern Arizona. I think it fits them. I think they've
Mhm.
done so much better from what they were having in prior years. So it's good to see them down here. It's good for us to learn more about them. I'm really like, once again, I embrace them as a part of our Southern Arizona family and being a part of our conferences. And I'm glad that we get to cover them and everything like that. I'm going with Mount Point. Like,
There we go.
it's just they're a stronger team, dominant. Obviously, you can see. Obviously, I mean, they're a top rank, 5A program playing the lower rank, and
Mhm.
that does make a difference, guys. It does. Yeah, this one's going Maricopa's way. I think this is another one of those locks for me. So yeah, going on to the next one. This one here is Amphi versus Nogales. This is an interesting one, bro.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is more interesting than I think this 75% people will actually understand. This is
Okay.
a very interesting game. New coach over at Amphi. I wish him the best. Also, a new coach over at Nogales. Um, Honestly, I think Nogales needs to be in the same region in 4A Kino. Uh, I think that not Kino. I mean, actually 4A Gila. I think that would be a good fit for Nogales. Amphi is one of those schools that I think moved over to Kino that are going to be probably one of the lower bearing fruit on that.
Mhm.
So fan base is going with Amphi. Where are you going?
You know what? It's just what have you done for me lately type of game. I just haven't seen enough for that program in Nogales. I'm hoping, we'll see a more of an improvement this year with the new head coach. It's actually the first time these two teams have played in 13 years.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping for a good game here, but let me go with a little more experienced team. I'm going to go with Amphi on this one.
Big upset guy. I'm going big upset. Give me the Apaches. I'm going with Nogales. That's what I want. I want to give them something. They got a new coach that they're actually buying into. Talked to him a couple times on the sevens. It seems like this coach is buying into the community and the culture of the whole team, program, whatnot. I've talked to a couple of the players down in Nogales, and they are loving it. They're happy to be a part of the program right now. I think that's probably pulling in some new energy. I understand what's going on at Amphi, and I know my man Rodney and he's yelling at me right now. How could you? How could you? I'm going for Nogales. Big ups. This is my upset game. Give me the
Okay.
upset game with
All right.
Nogales. I want some of this, man. I want to get some of that energy going here. So I'm going to swing over to. Come on, Nogales, do me something. Show me. Show me.
There we
We're a
go.
little bit changed. Nogales is going for trying to. They've had it's been too long for without a win. It's
Yeah.
time. Go get it, guys. Go get it. See, look at that. I'm trying to keep them. I'm getting them hyped myself, right? I'm gonna be locked in. Like, come on, Nogales, get me going. Next game here is Cholla. Cholla's taking a long trip to Yuma, and they're gonna heck. They might be leaving right now. Right?
No, for real.
For real, for real. Interesting game though. Once again, I mean, you have a Yuma moving up. Actually, I think they were 3A last year,
That's correct.
and
Yep.
they moved up to 4A. You got a Cholla team that's been struggling in 4A for a little bit here. Fan base is actually going with Yuma on the long trip here, 69 against the 30%. So fan base is going Yuma. Where are you going?
You know what? First time for these two teams to play, so it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be a hopefully a close matchup. Saw Yuma play last year against Tempe. Tempe barely beat them, squeaked by. So there's some improvements when it comes to the criminals. I think Cholla is a team still. I'm looking to build some consistency. So good matchup here. I'm gonna just give the edge to Yuma. I think from what I saw last year, they have something to build on for sure.
I'm going again with another upset. I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing it. Here's what I sit there and I think. I think, you know what? Yuma wasn't a great program in 3A. I think what they did was it was smart for what they're doing. They moved up. They petitioned up to be in the 4A. Now they have a 4A. I think it's the Southwest. I forget. Oh, there it is. The Southwest region, the Desert Southwest. A whole bunch of Yuma teams. I think this is going to be great for Yuma. I've talked about that before. I think that Yuma made a smart move into a region that betters their whole community. I love that part. I don't think they were ready for 4A football, though. They weren't a 4A contender. And I don't sit there and think that Cholla, even though I think they struggle, I think they might have this. So this
Okay.
is one of my things. Watch the SOS, the strength of schedule over on the Yuma side. If you look at that, the reason why it's so high is also because there's 3 non-available numbers in there. So that kind of keeps it up. So they could have a pretty weak schedule as well. So Yuma might have a good season. I'm not saying they won't, but I'm kind of going like, I got, it's a long bus ride. Guys, don't be sad coming home. That's all I'm saying. Be happy. So win this one. Bring it home. That's all I'm saying. I'm going against my fan base right here. All right. So swinging to the left, and it's documented. Look at that. I got 2 big ups, like back to back,
Yeah.
man. Back to back doubters out there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I know it's something that's going on. I don't know. Next game coming up here. Our fan base is swinging towards Sahuaro at 77.3%, leaving 22 over for my Empire team. So we got rank 113 going up against rank 165. Where are you on this one, Danny? Your Big Daddy Dan.
Another first here. First time these two teams are going to be meeting up.
Okay.
But at the same time, I think I like what the fans are saying here. I think Empire is a program that can shock anybody, but I think Sahuaro might just be a little bit ahead of them. So I'll take Sahuaro on this one.
You're going with the fans, going Sahuaro. All right. So boom. Me, I'm gonna go. I'm agreeing with you guys. I think this is the thing that kind of gets me with Empire. Empire sits right between 2 decent or good strong programs, Mica Mountain and also Cienega. I think if a lot of these kids would start waking up and saying, "Hey, look, I'm the 3rd, 4th string at some of these schools," if they would go over to Empire, they would be such a great contending program. I'm not saying that the kids that are at Empire right now aren't any good. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they would have so much more selection. It would become a stronger program if some kids would start sitting there going like, you know what? There's actually another high school out here in Vail that plays football. And with Coach George Kelly, he's a great coach. A lot of good
Absolutely.
things that I like about the program. I just think that what tends to happen is a lot of the talent gets pulled to the polars of Mica Mountain, also Cienega, and they're not even playing. Like
Yeah.
they're not getting the reps that they could possibly get. Guys, think about this. Like, get the film, play the game, have fun. But unfortunately, it's kind of been that Achilles heel, and it kind of leaves Sahuaro. Sahuaro's always great too. Don't get me wrong. Sahuaro always comes out bang. They got a great talent all the time. Coach Al over there is an amazing coach. I've been a fan of his for some time now. So I'm going that way. I always got to remember it's flip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pointing the wrong direction. What a loser. I'm the loser today. So Booyaka. Next one coming up here. This is going to be Pueblo versus Youngker. Yes, Youngker.
Youngker. Yep.
So I don't know anything really about Youngker. Kind of checked them out. Obviously, they're ranked pretty decently here at 109 versus the 147. This is a home game for them. So a long trip for Pueblo, a team that doesn't tend to go up to the Phoenix that often, which is something that Coach Sly actually was wanting to change, is get these kids going some places. He had told me that.
Mhm.
But I mean, I don't know much about that program. I think Pueblo's on an up. Where are you on this one, man?
The one thing I've learned about Youngker is just they're more um relied on their defense. They gotta that's the way they stay in their ball game. About a 500 ball club more or less. But At the same time, I think Pueblo. I think the biggest thing that kind of hurt them last year was just getting that offense going early. If they can get the offense going early against a team like Youngker, and their defense is able to withstand that offense, I don't think Youngker has the greatest offense. So it's going to be a battle of defenses here, I think, and then what offense can kind of
Kind of shows up.
score a few more points. But I think I'm gonna go with the stronger defense here. I think Youngker probably has the better of the two defenses, so I'll take Youngker on this one.
Oh, my man's going over there, huh? This one, I'm gonna go with my crowd support. Gonna get in here. Got to go with my guys from Pueblo. I've seen what's going on. I've seen them having their team meals. I see them all kind of buying into the program. This is year 2. Obviously, they kind of like are bouncing into this new program and recapping. Not saying that Jake Allen didn't, the coach prior to at Pueblo, wasn't doing certain things, because obviously he's moving mountains over at Sahuarita. But I think now these kids are kind of filling out what's going on with Coach Sly. Also, they're getting their new field. Things are kind of going their direction. They're feeling some type of good way about themselves. I'm gonna go to my guys to the left here. I'm gonna go
I like
with Pueblo. So we're going to, we got a lot of toe to toes on this week.
it. Hey, yeah,
This
we
is
do.
good. This is good. That means
You know
that
what? This
somebody's gonna
one's
get
gonna
it.
be a good game, though. This one's
This
gonna
is
be
gonna be a good game. I like this one. I mean, good game. Long trip for my Pueblo kids, but hey guys, let's go. Let's go. Bring it. Bring it back down south. Let's go. All right. So this one here, man, this is an interesting game too. So here we got Cibola. I think that's right, the right way to say it. Cibola, and also Rincon versus University. Two interesting battles here. You got ranked 178 versus 202. Fan base is obviously going here with 70% going towards Cibola. Where are you at on this one, man?
Don't know too much about Cibola. I just do know the struggles Rincon's had over the years. I think in the closer matchups they've had great opportunities, but it tended to be against lower level teams that are down in the 3A, and even playing Palo Verde at 2A. So I think with this one, if they're level match until Rincon can show me something different, I'm gonna go with Cibola on this one.
You're going Cibola. Okay. All right. All right. I'm not mad at you at that, because I'm going the other way. I'm going the other way. That's right. So check this out. I think this one's really interesting too. Go back and look at the strength of schedule of Cibola. You see a lot of NAs in there, not availables, because they play a lot of California games because they're right there on Yuma. I think this is one of those other things that they're gonna have a great season up at Cibola, because they're gonna be playing similar teams in their market. I think I think that's the greatest thing I've heard right now for Yuma.
Yeah.
You got a lot of teams, all kind of staying home instead of, having to travel all over because they're in different divisions. Why am I going Rincon? Because I think Rincon really needs this game. They need to get out of this funk. They're finally playing a game, or teams that are kind of ranked closer to them. If they've gotten any kind of buy-in or whatnot, this is the time. Guys, come out strong, start strong, because it's not going to happen with Combs. You're probably
Mhm.
going to lose next week with Combs. You got to get it now. You could probably regain it if you talk about Palo Verde. You talk about maybe a Cholla back in there or something like that. So this is one of the rare opportunities, I think, this season for Rincon to get this W. So you better go get this W. And I'm gonna put it on you guys. And that's where I'm at right here. I'll go Rincon, which most of the time I never say those words. I'm going Rincon, but I'm going Rincon. Like, why not? I got Nogales, Cholla, Rincon. There you go. That's yeah,
You're looking for some
yeah,
upsets
I'm
this
I'm
week
I'm a
for
glutton for
sure.
punishment right now, right? A glutton for punishment. All right, next game. Here we got Rio Rico versus Combs. Now, this was a matchup last year, right? This is
Yeah, I
awesome.
believe so.
They've been playing each other.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure. I know, like, I sprung that one on you. Now you're like checking it out. You can see the beady eyes going over to the left.
Yeah, gotta have the research ready to go.
Right? No, you're fine, man. So just to tap on this one here, we got Rio Rico coming in at 175, as well as Combs coming in at 93. Um, a lot of fan bases obviously going here with Combs, which I mean, for me, is probably going to be the direction that I would go, just because they're currently ranked more. I do like that Coach Dominic Benias is over there at Rio Rico starting to do things. I think that program's going to start kind of buying in and going in a direction that it hasn't gone for a while. Um, I like this, so I like what's going on in Rio Rico. I know Coach Benny is good people, um, but I'm going Combs this way. I mean, I just got to take the more stronger team here. What so
Yeah, I
have they
think
been playing each other? I don't know if you looked that up.
I didn't find any history on it. So
Okay, my
yeah,
bad.
at least it's not on Max Preps yet. But as far as both programs, you just talked about new coach at Rio Rico. Hopefully they'll be able to, get some build on some consistency this year. But I definitely got to agree with you. I'm going to take Combs. I'm looking for them to even possibly try to sneak in the playoffs and get back to the Coyotes that we know about them in Pinal County, and that's to be a team with a lot of depth and build some consistency back up.
Maybe I was
Yeah,
wrong. Maybe I was wrong. I
yeah.
thought they
So
had played recently. My bad. Yeah, nope, nothing there, guys. Sorry, I got it all hyped up for nothing. But I mean, yeah, I agree with you. We're both going that direction, right?
mhm.
Going that way. It's like, you know what, man? The more we're talking about this, the more I think some of these games are actually good matches. Now, this is
Right.
one that was actually kind of going on last night. I guess it had a rain delay,
Yeah.
and it's going to be picked back up. Um, we got obviously a more of a crowd favor here is going to be Walden Grove, 76% over the 23. I think Sahuarita is going the right direction. Uh, I don't like the fact that Max Preps recently dropped their ranking back all the way to 185. I think they're a better team than that. I think they'll prove that as they go through their season. But I don't think Walden Grove's a team that they're going to prove it on.
Mhm.
I know that like they were already losing. I think it was something like either 10-2 or 18-2.
It's 8-7 right now in the
Oh,
second, so they'll
eight
pick
to
it back up
seven,
in the second. 8 to
eight to
7.
seven. Oh wow, that's actually even
Mhm.
better than what I thought it was. That's a better match. I mean, definitely a Sahuarita rivalry. That's always a good fan base. But I am going the direction as our fan base went to Walden Grove, just because they are the supposedly the stronger team. Go ahead, you.
Yeah, that was the same as I was gonna go. I think I was hoping for a close matchup. So if this continues to play out as it is, then that's where I was hoping the game would go. But definitely going to give the edge to finish up here with Walden Grove.
You know what's interesting is because that community, right? If this is actually a really close game, you're going to have a lot of kids deciding which school they want to go to, and they
Yeah.
both got brand new facility like fields just literally last year, I think. So
Hmm.
one of those games that, hey, look, you know what, you might swing the pendulum from, well, it was an easy pick to a more undecisive pick. And here's going to be our last game out of our selections this week. We will be adding back Desert Sky. We're going to be
Hmm.
getting them back into our play. So apologize, people, if you feel that there's a lot of poll picks, but at the same time, like, we're trying to be inclusive towards both our Pinal County as well as Southern Arizona, where we support them and they support us a lot. We get a lot of support from those programs. So
Hmm.
we want to make sure that we include them. Didn't get them this week, but we'll definitely be getting them back, even though there was a couple of the teams, for instance, Poston Butte right here as well. But this game went off last night. A fan base here was a dominantly strong, and just like the performance was, 89% chose out of them from Mica Mountain. Which side were you choosing?
I was going to go with Micah Mountain, Poston Butte. They got a new head coach out there, just trying to build that program back to a playoff contender. I just didn't see it going against a defending champion who, has a lot of depth over at Micah Mountain. So was going to go with Micah Mountain as well.
Yeah, I was going that direction as well. I think it was kind of a no-brainer, easy pick for me. But they have been meeting up, and this has become an interesting kind of relationship because these two teams have played each other now 3 years in a row, I think, right?
Yes. Yep.
Or has it been more than 3 years?
At least 3 years from the last block. They played back to back. We actually broadcasted
That was
the first game. Yeah, and then this is at least the third one that I know of.
I think that was the first season or whatnot for like full season for Mica Mountain. So this has been a yearly start off kickoff game. So good to see it. I like that kind of history. Next thing that we're going to be talking about, obviously, since we are doing this on Friday, is the scores that we had we were going to do here from last night. We're just going to recap, obviously, and across the board. This isn't just obviously the divisions that we're covering, the 6-5-4. This is also all of them. Starting off Round Valley. Round Valley does take the win over our Florence Badgers here. Right, Badgers? No, Gophers. My bad. Also, Thatcher does take a dominant win over Apache Junction. Poston Butte, obviously, we just talked about that one, 8-41. Mesquite actually takes the victory over Desert Sunrise, 43-40. A close game, man. And then Ironwood Ridge actually loses to Catalina Foothills, 17-21. Any thoughts on this?
You know what? I think as far as all the games that we picked, we pretty much were in favor of all of the teams that had won. The Mesquite one, that's a program that's in that 4A Desert Sky. So we'll get to talk about them a little bit more. Didn't expect for it to be such a close game against Desert Sunrise, but it just goes to show Desert Sunrise might be more improved than they were last year. But all in all, wasn't surprised about the outcomes here. Good to see Ironwood Ridge and Catalina went down to the wire there.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. It was great to actually do another recap here. Always enjoy doing this. We did divide up, as we had mentioned on the other show, that we divided up the divisions from obviously 6, 5, and 4 from the 3s and 2s. That way you guys can go back and kind of check out the shows without having to be a huge long show. But interesting stuff. Make sure that you guys comment and let us know what you would like to see. We do want to do that in the future and so on. Anything that you want to add to the recap today?
Hey, man, good luck tonight. Both teams keep us updated on some of those scores going on, especially for some of those big games that you guys have circled around. And if not, we'll see you down at Tucson High School for tonight's matchup with Mountain View.
Over 110 people voted this week on our polls. So yeah, guys, we appreciate it. It's a majority. We love hearing like what your guys' angles are. And unfortunately, we probably won't be able to sit on the Mountain View side of the today.
You know what? Hey, but at the end of the day, go prove us wrong. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Love it, guys. And make sure you get. Oh, you're gonna see us out there with them sit-back chairs.
Yep,
we're gonna do it tonight. All right, man, we're out of here.
Meet SitBax Bleacher Seat, the first comfy stadium seat. I'm a parent with kids in sports. I've lived on the bleachers and tried countless stadium seats. I found light seats, foldable seats, hot seats, this seat. I couldn't find a comfy seat, so I made my own. First, it has a tall back with lower back, middle back, upper back, and neck support. It's lined in thick, full-body contoured padding, complete with a head pillow and optimal height armrests with cushions. It has a breathable mesh back, L-shaped folding arms, and its angular design frames your body so it won't block anyone's view. Compact, lightweight, and portable is a must, so we made it fully collapsible with padded adjustable backpack straps. While most seats are fixed, the SitBax Bleacher Seat reclines into a relaxed position. It was almost complete when I thought, what if I could also rotate the seat? So we added a rear swivel feature so you can fully rotate the seat in any direction and view from the best angle. And there we have it. the SitBax bleacher seat. When I received the first model, I was so excited. There was no pressure on my neck, no pressure on my back. I was floating. Finally, a comfy seat. Now we're ready to share it with the world. Whether you're dedicated parents, sports fans, or event goers, you've invested significant time and money into these experiences. Now get ready to sit back and relax.